Hey, what's up guys? Will here for GSM Arena. If you're looking to get a foldable phone, you might automatically think of Samsung's latest flagship model, the Galaxy Z Fold5. But is it actually the best one out there? Enter Xiaomi's Mix Fold 3. It's only available in China, but in many ways it's able to give the Galaxy a run for its money. So what features are unique to each of these flagship foldables? Let's put them head to head and find out. As foldable phones, the Galaxy Z Fold5 and Xiaomi Mix Fold 3 bring the same basic design. You get a thicker but otherwise standard smartphone, which unfolds into a mini tablet. Samsung is proud of the revamped hinge, which allows the Z Fold5 to fold completely flat with no gap. The phone is more elegant than its predecessors. But even so, the Mix Fold 3 goes much further than that. Not only does it also fold flat, but it's much slimmer than Samsung's Fold. Moreover, the Mix Fold 3 has an interesting textured back which feels like leather, but is actually glass. But a strike against the Mix Fold is that it doesn't have official ingress protection, while the Z Fold5 is rated at IP68 against water. The outer AMOLED screen of the Mix Fold 3 is larger than the Z Folds, at 6.56 inches versus 6.2, and the Mix has a more conventional aspect ratio too, so it feels more comfy to hold. When open, the Mix Fold again has the larger screen, 8.03 inches versus 7.6. Another difference is that the Xiaomi has a punch hole for the selfie cam, while the Z Folds hides under the display. Aside from the size, the Z Fold 5 and Mix Fold 3 have very similar main displays, near identical in fact. In terms of max brightness, the two are neck and neck. Both support HDR10+ video, but the Mix Fold 3 has Dolby Vision support as well. The most notable difference is that the Mix Fold 3's crease, where the panel folds over, doesn't look or feel quite as pronounced as the Z Folds. However, the Mix Fold is missing stylus support, which can really boost the Z Fold's inner display's productivity. Both of the devices support a 120Hz refresh rate on their screens, and the Z Fold 5 uses LTPO panels, so their refresh rates can dial down quite low to save energy. In contrast, only the internal Mix display uses LTPO. Its outer one can go down to 60Hz. For audio, both phones have nice stereo speakers, with about the same loudness. The Mix Fold 3 seems to have the advantage when it comes to clarity of the sound though. You can check the provided link to listen for yourself and compare. Of course, you get a different software experience on the two phones. With the Z Fold 5, you get Samsung's One UI, with a number of extra features specific to the foldable form factor. The Mix Fold 3 runs on the Chinese version of Xiaomi's MIUI, also with a few foldable specific extras. Here you have plenty of Chinese apps pre-installed, and you'll be missing features like Google Pay, Nearby Share, and Android Auto. The multitasking experience is a bit different between the two phones. On either you can have split-screen apps and multiple floating windows, which can reside in collapsible bubbles. However, the Z Fold can support up to 3 apps within split screen at once. It also supports a horizontal split, and you can resize the split ratio. The Samsung Foldable is really unrivaled when it comes to multitasking management. Plus, the Z Fold 5 will get extensive software support from Samsung for 4 generations of OS upgrades and 5 years of security patches. There's no word from Xiaomi on how long the Mix Fold 3 support is going to last. The Z Fold 5 and Mix Fold 3 have the same chipset, almost. Both are rocking a flagship Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but the one inside of the Galaxy has a bit higher CPU clock speed. This means that in CPU-heavy benchmark tests, the Samsung comes out slightly on top, but in reality, both phones provide the same excellent performance. There is something to keep in mind though. While the Galaxy displayed some thermal throttling during our prolonged stress tests, the Mix Fold was way worse, unable to complete the tests without overheating and shutting down. When it comes to battery life, the Mix Fold 3 is class-leading, able to score an endurance rating of 117 hours when tested on its inner display. The Z Fold 5 scored 95 hours, which, while still good, pales in comparison. The Mix Fold 3 supports 67-watt charging, and the charger comes in the box here. That's unlike the Samsung, which supports just 25-watt charging and gets no charger in the box. The Xiaomi Mix Fold 3 is able to charge from 0 to 70% in half an hour. In comparison, the Samsung went to 50% in the same time. Both phones support wireless charging. The Mix Fold 3 can go up to 50 watts wirelessly, while the Z Fold 5 again settles for a pedestrian 15 watts. The cameras of the Z Fold5 are carried over from the Z Fold4. There's a 50 megapixel main cam, a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto cam, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. Meanwhile, the Mix Fold 3 has a 50 megapixel main cam, a 10 megapixel 3.2x zoom, a 10 megapixel 5x zoom, and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide cam. That's one additional zoom camera compared to the Galaxy, and that means that you get a more versatile setup. Samsung goes for the more vibrant colors. But overall, the Mix Fold 3 produces pictures with more detail and a more natural-looking rendition. The dynamic range is wider on the Xiaomi too. The differences are even more apparent after dark. You'll get the best results for selfies from either phone by shooting with the rear main camera, using the cover screen as a viewfinder. These are great, some of the best selfies you can get nowadays. However, if you insist on using the selfie cam inside of the cover screen, the Z Fold5's is better than the Xiaomi's, with more vibrant colors and more detailed rendition. But then, if you happen to use the selfie cam inside of the inner screen, the Mix Fold 3's is the winner. The under-display one on the Galaxy produces blurry photos, lacking in detail. Both phones can shoot 8K videos with the main cams. The quality of the 4K videos on either phone is quite nice too. The electronic stabilization works great on both devices as well, to produce smooth footage. And here's a comparison of the 4K selfie video quality, taken with the main camera. So there you have it guys. Going through and weighing the pros and cons of the devices, it's clear that the Mix Fold 3 offers the better hardware. Its slim design, larger and wider screens, better battery life and faster charging, and second telephoto zoom make it arguably the more desirable foldable phone. However, the Galaxy has its own perks. Most notably, it offers the best multitasking experience of any phone, and then adds waterproofing and stylus support on top of that. Of course, the biggest issue of the Mix Fold 3 is that it's limited to China, which means that most people will never get the choice between these two phones. Even if you went to the trouble of a gray import, you'd have a compromised experience with Chinese software and lack of a warranty. If that wasn't the case, we would have recommended the Mix Fold 3 as the better foldable here. Maybe we'll get a global model in the near future? Anyway, thanks for watching and see you next time.